I'll say it was unusual too. And I'm gonna if you've never, if this is your first time finding us, but you guys have watched this before, Steve and I have covered on this channel too. We have covered a lot of Bigfoot fiduciary. And you can go look at our body of work underneath in the EnigmaCast archives there. I've never heard that before. Now we've heard people come on and tell us stories about whoops and this, that, and the other. Some knocks. If you know me. When tree knocks, I don't think those are actual Bigfoots. But that was an aggressive type of communication that was taking place. And I also say I found it very odd. I've never heard anybody else come forward with this type of evidence before ever. Never anybody else come forward with it, right? So
exactly. We always hear people describing it and saying what they heard and trying to reenact it. But that's really the only actual recording that I've heard. And I mean, it's clear as day.
It's very clear. So look, so also on this channel, this is how we do it around here. We often disagree what it is, but we never disagree that something happened. So they recorded something. Now, again, it could be like, their buddies out there throwing malt liquor bottles out there. I don't know what it could be, something, but something happened, right?
Yeah.
But that was and we'll get into some more scientific evidence as we get into this. But that's the only type of evidence I've ever heard with that. And it's kind of freaky. It's also been nicknamed samurai chatter because of the gurdial nature. I guess I said that right. The gurdial nature of it. Steve, what's the word I'm looking for?
I think it's guttural, but
there you go.
Yeah, I could be wrong too. Who knows?
So
I'm not sure.
Somebody did their homework, right? Steve was the guy that let people copy off of. So let's get into it real quick. The dates. This happened 4 times. This over 4 years. The first one was in 1971. The second time, late summer was the date on that. The second one was supposedly June of 1972. Additional recorders. The third one recorded in October of 1972. So I guess they went twice in that same year. Mm-hmm. And this guy that we're going to talk about in a second, this is a name to remember, everybody. Al Berry. Al Berry was there, and it happened over 2 nights. And the fourth and final time this took place was 1974. And there were 2 other individuals we're going to tell you on this trip, Ron Moorhead and Bill McDowell. So that was the win. So the Who involved 5 guys, right, over different times, right? One guy's name was Warren Johnson. It was known as the camp leader. We'll tell you why in a second. Lewis Johnson, Warren's little brother. Bill McDowell, Ron Moorhead, and a reporter or a journalist named Alan Berry, right? And so these 5 guys were supposedly eyewitnesses and made recordings, at least on 2 occasions, of the samurai chatter that we were going with. Now, another thing that we just played for you, and we're going to dissect in a second, the whole story, actually. One of the things we like to do on this show, especially, me and Steve like to get into, we look for as much evidence as we can find without telling each other. I like to look for police reports myself. Even if no police report was filed, I like to find out who, if possible, the sheriff, if any involvement was on there. Due to the remote nature of this incident, there was no police report. And again, because there really wasn't much to report, they went looking for it. It didn't come on their property. So, Steve, did you find any po reports anywhere?
No, because like you said, it was from what I found. I saw specifically about the Ron Moorhead and Al Berry. Mm-hmm. But they were out in this camping section, like it was like a deer hunting area. Right. But it's never really been disclosed, like the exact location, because like you said, nothing happened. It was just them recording sound. So there was nothing to report. So
So again, I don't think this would be an area that we'll tell you why. I don't think this would be a place that police could get to easily or would care to go there, actually. So the location was a remote deer camp on the crest of the High Sierras in California. Bro, we were sleeping on California when it comes to fiduciary, man, like Mount Shasta and all those crazy stuff out there. The camp was only accessible by horseback or on foot, right? So again, I don't think the police are going to go up there because, hey, we made some crazy recordings, right? So again, no crime was committed. The exact location has never been publicly disclosed by the group. One vetted write-up places the activity 200 feet uphill behind the shelter where they think this happened. It was 200 feet up above them where it happened. Broader reporting points to the Sierra Nevada between Tahoe and Yosemite, which is like, okay, that's like saying...
Yeah, that's...
that's like, okay, right, Steve? Like, yeah, good luck, right?
Very pinpoint, right?
Yeah, narrow it down for me, dog. Hey, go to Yosemite and just keep walking towards Tahoe. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool, yeah. Right. Above the Strawberry, California, but no coordinates were ever made public. Now, when I hear that information right there, too, again, I'm usually the gullible sucker that's like, oh, I'm all in, right? This guy over here is usually like, yeah, I gotta lay my body on the counter, man, and we got it before he dies, believes into it. The recording that we just heard, it legitimately freaked me out a little bit. And when we get into the research, there's some heavy names that, got involved in this. But the fact that they won't release the location always gives me a moment of like pause, right? Because, I mean, would you agree, Steve?
Yeah. Yeah.
It just, I'll tell you the reason why. I'll tell you the reason why. First of all, this place ain't easy to get to, right? That's number one.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.